Hey guys, my name's Alberto. Welcome to my Dating, Family, and Friends channel. Subscribe, like, and share, and comment like my videos. By the way, my name's Alberto, the Common Sense Man. I have to remember to say that in front of in the beginning of my intro. Alright guys, so if you're here for the video of you're married but you live with your parents or your in-laws, there I go. I was wondering for the perfect title. There you go. You're in the right place. Before I get started, guys, if you can take a second to push that like button, I really appreciate it. If you subscribe to my channel, that'll be awesome. That's my thing. All right, we're really gonna dig into this topic. Well, let me say it again. If you're married, but you live with your parents or your in-laws, um, I've experienced this nightmare. Now, the only way I see out of this is if your parents or in-laws are really good people. All right, let's jump into this and I'll explain further. But I just had to say it. I was supposed to say that for the last, but I just had to say it. I couldn't wait. But we'll go through it. I was married with my ex-wife. I'm now divorced now, but when I was married with her, we lived mainly with my mom. Now my dad had already passed away, and we would also pay visits. We live, and then with her house, with her family. At one time, both her parents were alive. We would go spend a lot of time over there, sometimes a whole week. I don't remember where I spent a whole week, but I'm sure I did. I know there was, yeah, I have to remember because it's been a while. But I know I spent a lot of time with her, like sometimes a week. I know there were some times she had a party or something, and I'm like, hey, I'll do it for you. Miss your family. I'll spend a whole week over there, and sometimes things get weird, and I have to stay over there for her. But we mainly lived over here. At one point, when I was working, but I couldn't take it anymore because I was sick, and I just type 2 diabetes, and I was falling asleep on the job. They really didn't catch me falling asleep very often. I think they caught me once, but it was people because I did security, and it wasn't people from security. It was from that facility, and the guy just kind of like maybe warned me or something. But the worst one is security caught me sleeping. But no. But yeah, at one point I was working security, and my ex-wife had to stay here at the house. Well, she was my wife at the time, and she was with my mom. I think I didn't hear any complaints that they butted heads or anything. Not really. But I started hearing more about complaints. The main complaint was they were getting each other's stuff in the kitchen. You know, my mom had her plates and pans, and then my wife at the time had her plates and pans, and then all in between all the food in the refrigerator or the especially the cabinets, they were arguing like children. I blame both of them, and my mom, my main was because it was mainly just my mom that at the house. My dad passed away, and then my wife at the time, they were just them. And for me, things got worse when I stopped working at the house and I had to hear all the complaints. There was times where my wife at the time was saying, I heard her asking my mom, "Have you seen this and that?" And I think behind doors, my mom was like, "Oh no, I haven't. Whatever, all cool." But I think behind doors, closed doors, my mom was getting mad or irritated about stuff. So if you guys are you going through that right now? If you're married and live with your in-laws and your or your parents, or even some of you guys, your parents probably don't even. I know some. It varies from family to family. Some of you guys are not even married, and it's okay. It's your business, you know. Your boyfriend, girlfriend, or relationship, and your parents allow you to live with them, whatever. I've heard stories about that, and I haven't experienced it, but it's fine. It's y'all's business, but it's the same thing, right? You're in your relationship or your significant other, and but the thing I want to ask: are you going through that right now? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you going through that problem? So yeah, the point is they're fighting over stuff in the kitchen, which is ridiculous. My mom is she's elderly. I hear her now. Um, and and I hope she goes. Yeah, she went to the restroom. I don't want her hearing this. She's elderly. I mean, she was already 88 at the time. She's in her early 90s now. And so yeah, they started fighting over that stuff, the cabinets to the food, and I thought it was just ridiculous. To tell you the truth, my wife at the time and my mom, I don't think they're the greatest people in the world. Far from it. I know. I don't know. I don't know that many people, but I know there's better people than them because they make my life hell. And people should just behave themselves. If you're making somebody's life hell, whether it's your wife, husband, whatever, or your mom or your parents, I mean, you may not be a good person. Somebody's complaining about you. I know I'm a righteous person. I make mistakes, but I know I'm a righteous person. I know I'm better than these people. And I could be a hypocrite. I don't like people touching my stuff. And I've had that problem with my mom, touching my stuff and throwing. At one point, she was throwing my stuff away. It's like, that's why I say I'm gonna get away from you. Oh yeah, before I forget, um, I'm gonna say right now before I forget, if you have to live with your parents, you and your significant other have to live with your parents or your in-laws. If you can, get your own place. Go rent somewhere if you can. Only if you can, go rent your own place. If you run into money, go make your own house. Get away from that situation, even if it starts off nice. That's the way it always does. It starts off nice and it just gets worse. Like I was saying, the only way out of it. Oh, I forgot to bring Dexter to the dinosaur. The only way out of it is if your in-laws or your parents are nice people and they're not jealous, they're not greedy, they're not slave drivers or try to be the boss of everyone. Because for me it's bad because a lot of even family members don't even consider this my house. And I'm like, fine, you can stick this. I don't know if I get in trouble with YouTube. I could say you can stick this house where the sun don't shine. Because if something happens to my mom, she passes away for cancer or something, I'm the only one left to leave the house to. And my family's gonna want to fight for the house. They're gonna say it's mine maybe, or give it to me, but I think they're gonna want to control me like they always do. And my good thing I'm a Christian because you know what I say as a Christian, I say I don't mean to throw my Christianity on you, but I'm like, I have my God. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I need them. I don't need you. And if you guys are atheists and don't understand, it's like God and Jesus is like a magical thing, where if I accept them, when I pass on, I'm gonna go to heaven. That's where I want to be. You know, and so I don't get in trouble with YouTube. I'll just say, hey, maybe one day God will take me up alive or come in this church and pick me up. Because I don't want to be here. Even though I'm like divorced and my my uh my wife at the time, yeah, that was my mom. That's why I like to throw live streams at night. In the daytime, I can't do it because she's around. But what was I saying? I lost my place, but I was saying, like, you know, if you can, go rent a house, go rent an apartment, or even rent a house or buy a house, whatever. But you know, because it's not a good situation. Only if your in-laws or parents are really nice people and they're gonna treat you right and know how to share things, and I would say also to avoid stepping on toes because I don't know, man. And that's because I just had to deal with my mom. Jeez, if I was with a ex wife, with my ex, and then had to deal with both my parents, oh my gosh, it's bad. It's bad. It's just people that don't get along. What's rough? You guys tell me. I doubt anybody answer me in the comments, but tell me in the comments if you're living with your parents or your in-laws. Tell me what it's like. How's it going? Is it going bad? Are you gonna fascinate me and say it's good? It's a good situation. Y'all get along. Um, I'm not happy with my family. So if y'all tell me that your all family gets along and everything, I'd be surprised. And then what if you are living with your parents, your in-laws, and then you have your parents, and then they have kids, more people to live with them? Oh my gosh. Um, I haven't lived with a lot of family members in the house since I was very young. I'm the youngest, and my sisters are way older than me. And I have a big family. I have four sisters and a brother. And a lot of them married when I was young. I think my first sister got married when I was 8. And then the other one started getting married. I got married, but I could never do anything. My thing is, I could never. Oh yeah, have y'all asked Alberto why did you live with your parents? Well, my family turned me into a loser. I was a good athlete. I had a small chance to make a lot of money, but they didn't support my football career. The thing I always cry about, right? So I ended up living at home with my mom all the time. I got married, knowing very well I was not gonna be able to get a house for my for my wife to be, and we're gonna have to live with mommy. Yeah, I hate my life. My life sucks, man. I really wish I could have, got us a house, whatever, and things would have probably worked out because then my wife back then would have been in control of the house. But I don't think it was gonna work because she didn't want to take care of herself. She got sick, and that was the beginning of the end of our marriage. She was not gonna be able to walk, to be attached to a machine, and I told her take care of yourself, eat right, go exercise. But no, she didn't want to listen. She was Mrs. Know It All, and had problems with her family. She had to stay over there. Um, I didn't have she lived far away. I couldn't be going all over there all the time because it was my mom's car and it breaks down. They're gonna blame me. Well, I think I said enough. Once again, you guys comment to me if you're living with your parents, your in-laws. Tell me if it's working out or not, or if it's a pain like I say it is. And like once again, tell me if it's a miracle you're all getting along. Because problems are just around the corner for anybody, even if you have your own place. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I'm gonna leave you with this. The world will never be a perfect place, but we can all make it better. Till next time, my name's Alberto from Dexter the dinosaur, the T-Rex. To all the cast, Despicable Me and Pac-Man, the lady with the glasses, I never knew her name. You guys probably know her name. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Take care. And have a good day or good night. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Bye.